We have a special guest in the building. About to get into this MTC call. Today, we're looking at Buchanan. I might be pronouncing it Buchanan because I'm always pronouncing it wrong. B-A, or I'm sorry, B-U-C-H-A-N-A-N.
Yes.
They are currently looking for drivers. They're located in Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. They are a flatbed and a van company. For the flatbed, they're looking for drivers that has a valid tanker, twit, and a hazmat. And the percentage pay for the flatbed is 29% plus one. Not sure what the plus one mean, but plus one. So you're up to 30%. That's for their flatbed. For their van division, same thing. You need a valid passport, tanker, twit, and hazmat. Now I'm assuming the passport you will be going over to Canada. I'm going to assume that, but we're going to find out as soon as we call them. Their starting pay for van is 60 cent CPM. No Northeast though. So if you're not doing the Northeast, you will get 60 cent per mile, which is kind of cool. I mean, I'm not a fan. Good. I'm not a fan of the Northeast. What about yourself? Have you since you've been driving for the little bit of time you've been driving, have you touched the Northeast any?
Yes, I have.
Yep,
I've touched the North.
How do you feel about the Northeast?
It was okay. Just more traffic, I would say. I have not did a winter yet, but I hear that the winters are not, as good, more dangerous.
Exactly. I'm not a fan. You can have the Northeast. Everybody knows my feelings about the Northeast, so we don't even need to go into it. I mean, I if I have to do it, it has to get done. But just know that if I get a load that's going up there, a lot of you guys says that, the Northeast pays more, especially for flatbed. There's a lot of flatbed. There's a lot of flatbed up in the Northeast that pays well. So if you guys are good with the tight turns and everything, then flatbed probably might be the way to go. Because, you won't be hitting no docks or anything like that. So I guess the Northeast for a flatbedder would probably be a good choice. They say, though, if you do want to do the Northeast, they have a CPM of 65 cents plus one. So you'll be making 66 cents a mile if you do the Northeast. So you do get paid extra. That's one of the questions that I normally ask, that do we get paid extra for running the Northeast? Because a lot of us drivers is not a fan of it. So, but if they kind of like put something on top, maybe it might entice them to do so.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
For flatbed, it is 100% a build tarp charge, $800 guaranteed gross pay for the first 8 weeks, starting the week after orientation. And hazmat drivers is $25 per load for a hazmat load on top of the regular Lion Haul pay. That's something interesting. Same thing for the van. But as far as the hazmat, extra hazmat, it don't show that. It says coming in the door, you already have to have 2 years of experience, but coming in the door, in order to get that type of pay variance, you're safe. They're gonna look at your experience, how long you've been driving, if you've been driving 2 years, and they're gonna look at your safety score. So if you don't have a good safety score and they still bring you in, just know that you're gonna take a hit on the amount that you could be getting paid with this company. Well-maintained equipment, home daily options in Indianapolis, Lebanon, and Phoenix. You get paid weekly, of course. They use Samsara Smart Drive. They have APUs in their trucks. Comdata fuel cards with $100 cash advance per week. They use iPass for tolls. They got health plans that's for you and your family starting the first month following 60 days from the start date. 401k match up to 4% starts on the first month after 60 days. They got home time options depending on your location, paid vacation and holiday pay, per diem available, and it is at your discretion whether you want per diem to be taken out or not. And they got what is called floating holidays. I'm not sure what that is, because I know that the regular bank holidays is different from the type of holidays that they want to actually give us. Holidays like Juneteenth, holidays like Martin Luther King.
Right.
You know, those two holidays are looked at as a bank holiday, but not looked at as a holiday for us regular folks out here working. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
True.
They want to work at Buchanan. Buchanan, right? I'm pronouncing it right? What is pronounced?
Buchanan.
Buchanan. They said you need at least 2 years of verifiable experience. Guaranteed pay starts the week following orientation. Must be eligible. Drivers must be available 5.5 days per week and not turn down assigned loads. They say if you're a hazmat company driver, you will still need 2 years of verifiable experience. Must currently hold your hazmat and tanker endorsements. Must have a valuable. Okay. You must have a valid and current TWIT and passport. And again, guaranteed pays starts the week following orientation and must be available 5.5 days per week. Sounds like a good company to drive for, but I'm kind of fault on the fact that you need your hazmat and your tanker endorsements, considering the fact that you will be driving van. But I know why you might need that because of the freight that you might be hauling in the van. And I notice now that you will need it for your for the flatbed, because you're hauling the type of liquid that's in those big plastic containers that's surrounded by a cage, and you're gonna need your tankers endorsements and hazmat, because you know it's hazmatic material in there to be driving flatbed now. So I was kind of mystified at the fact, like, yo, you need your hazmat for your hazmat and your tanker for a flatbed, you know? Wow.
Right.
But let's find out if you do need your hazmat and tanker overall. We about to get them on the phone right now. Are you ready, Miss Kiki?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
You know they made a song.
Definitely.
You know they made a song after you. You know that, right? you know Drake.
There's a couple out there.
You know Drake made a song.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. he must have reached out way out to you in Louisiana saying, "Yo, Kiki, do you love me?
You love me? Are you riding?" Yep, I'm riding with him. Yep,
Oh man. But all right, let's see if we can get Buchanan on the line and see what they got to offer. Good old elevator music.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen to it too long, you be bobbing your head to it like, yeah.
Bobbing to it.
Yeah.
That's one doing the butterfly.
Yeah.
They're doing the butterfly.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Man, okay, so I guess we're gonna get the whole play out right here. I guess they're on their lunch break.
People calling, man. A lot of people calling.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't imagine.
People trying to get jobs right about now.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine, that they wouldn't be getting a slew of calls right now, especially what they got to offer on the website. Especially if you got 2 years of experience, though. If you got
yeah,
and a lot of people.
If you got experience, yeah.
A lot of people that come in to the industry, they getting told misinformation now.
Yeah.
Like all you need is a year. All you need is a year. No, you got companies like this, right? You got companies like this that's looking for 2 years.
Yep, a lot of them. Some do a year. That's a little bit better than just coming in entry.
He must be out to lunch. Not sure if we're gonna get him on. We'll try in a little bit. Try one more time. Hopefully, somebody would answer the call and will talk to us. But
right.
But again, like you were saying, during the interlude, you were saying, now, companies like Buchanan, is looking for drivers that has at least two, maybe more years of experience before, they decide to even give you a chance. Now you got companies like these looking at your safety score now.
Yep, they are. Yep.
You got they looking
They're trying to just weed out a lot of folks.
A lot of folks.
Yep.
A lot of folks.
Yep.
30% of the pay for flatbed, if you guys are interested in flatbed, and 60 to 65%, depending on whether you want to go in the Northeast or not, starting pay. We pretty much went over everything you guys need to know about Buchanan. Unfortunately, we're not able to get them on the phone. Their miles are they get their miles from PC Miler Practical Miles. So that means all the miles driven you would get paid for. It's not zip code to zip code. It's not home goods. It's not home good miles or anything like that. But all the miles you drive, empty or loaded, you will get paid for. With the exception
Get
of
paid for it. That's good.
with the exception of of course, the flatbed because you get percentage. Now, a lot of you guys want to know the difference, and you guys want to know the advantages of percentage and cent per mile. A lot of drivers that got the experience, they look towards percentage because they don't have to chase the miles. So let's say if you Kiki had the experience 2-3 years, would you be looking for a company that gives you percentage so you don't have to chase the miles, or will you still be good with mileage pay?
I would go percentage. Because to me it seems like it gives you more of a solid number, before you do the work. I mean, you know what I mean? You're looking more so at the load.
Sounds as though we're not going to be able to get Buchanan Hauling. They're located out of Indiana. I think it's Fort Wayne, Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. But if you guys need to give them a call and get the information that you're looking for, it will be in the description below. If they do call before I put this together, of course, I'll put the call in there. Miss Kiki, do you love me? Do you ride for me? Probably might not be in on the call if they call back. But thank you, Kiki, for coming back
welcome.
in the building. I do appreciate it. Give us
You're welcome.
Give us some guys.
Here.
Yeah, give the guys additional, an additional outlook on people that's looking for trucking jobs today. Overall, out of the information that I gave you, or that I spoke about, Buchanan Hauling, flatbed and van division, what do you think? Would that be, if you had the experience, would that be one of the companies that you'd be interested in?
Definitely. Just the fact that they, that you got the mileage and you're not, you don't have to go to the Northeast. Benefits start after 60 days, which is kind of like typical sometimes, So I think it'll be great. Yeah. And then if you got your, opportunity to make more money, if you got, your endorsements and all of that. So yeah, I think it'll be a good company.
All right. So Kiki, before we get on up out of here, I always have a segment of looking at the reviews for the company, because that's what you guys need to do when y'all do your research. Looking at reviews is part of that research, at least in my opinion. I mean, whether the reviews are good or bad, y'all could still take that with a grain of salt, because some of the reviews, especially if it's bad, usually come from disgruntled drivers, and sometimes you can't just take that and run with it. Kiki, when you looking for a company yourself, do you use the reviews? Do you look for reviews on companies?
Oh yeah, that's the first thing that I do. I look for reviews. I actually go to Facebook, go into Facebook groups and put the name of the company in there to see if anybody had anything to say about the company. Definitely looking at reviews, and I try to weed out, because some of the reviews seems like they're like paid reviews or reviews of somebody who's just getting there. Someone who just got hired. I don't really choose those reviews as as too much value because sometimes everything is good when you start, but then the BS start coming out the woodwork.
Now,
After you get settled in there.
you mentioned a good point about new people coming in, talking about the company, giving a bright light and all like that. What do you think about drivers that only has like maybe less than a year with a company that comes on and do these YouTube reviews for a company? Like, if it's an actual company, because they'll be like, here, ask our driver, and then they have driver such and such to talk about the company, and they ask them like, well, how long have you been here? Well, I only been with the company for like 6 to 8 months. What do you take those type of reviews as as valid?
Yeah, I would take a 6 to 8 month review, but like 30 days of anything within the first 90 days, it's just like you won't be able to tell what you're dealing with. This is just from me just seeing what's going on, in trucking. You won't know what you're really dealing with until you spend some time over the road, have had some sort of difficulty over the road. If you've had a breakdown, and see how the company reacts to a breakdown. If you see how the company reacts to you, getting in advance, or just different things, how the company deals with you. Forced dispatch, how are they treating you? Sometimes it takes a little time to, because when you're new, they're just everybody's happy and smiling. But it comes a point sometimes when all those things that are said about the company changes. You hear about a lot of companies that say, "Oh, they're so great, they're so nice," and then when you get there, everybody's rude. All the dispatchers are rude. They're sending you all kind of crazy places.
That's what's up,
like
man.
That, so.
All right, so Buchanan, how do you pronounce it again? Buchanan. How do you pronounce it?
You like a Buick. Like you say Buick.
Buchanan Hauling.
Buchanan. Yeah, Buchanan.
Their Google reviews is kind of lacking though, Kiki. Their Google reviews is well, I wouldn't say lacking. I mean, their Google reviews is 3.4 stars. I don't know whether if that's
that's so. That's so. I guess this out of 5, so right.
Well, this commenter right here gives it a 5. He says, one of the best companies I ever worked for, treated me with respect, open door policies. Too bad I had to leave, but I will definitely recommend if you're looking for an honest, respectable work environment. Buchanan, of course, came back with their response, and they said, well, thank you for your 5-star review. We strive to treat our employees with the utmost respect. This commenter right here, G. Walker, gives it a 1 and a long a long comment. I'll just read the first part of it. It says, brokerage. Okay, I'm thinking it said brokerage arm of this point of brokerage. I'm gonna paraphrase it. So brokerage part of this company is pretty hit and miss. Ran 2 loads out of Logan Township. First one went smooth. Second one had a 6-hour wait time. Their response was basically, we'll pay you detention after 4 hours. Gee, 4 hours. I mean, detention after 2 hours is painful. You talking about after 4 hours? So you only going to get paid 2 hours? That's a question you guys should ask too about that detention. He says detention does not cover missed appointments due to waiting or loads that has to be canceled because the load is not ready. Whew. Okay. Buchanan, of course, came back. They said, we're sorry to hear this. If you don't mind, we love for you to message us with more information about this. Please let us know if there's anything else we can do for you today. Now, you know what? I do like companies like Buchanan to respond back to their comments. You know, that lets you know that they take what the people they take what the people have to say about them seriously. This commenter gives it 5
they
stars.
care about their reputation.
Exactly.
You know.
This company right here gives it 5 stars. It says Buchanan has an amazing team of hardworking individuals. It's a family-owned business, and they treat their employees like family members as well. Well, I mean, 3 out of 4 stars is average. A couple of good 5-star reviews. 1-star review with Buchanan coming back to respond on it. So guys, I mean, if you guys are interested in Buchanan Hauling, the information and the phone number, hopefully they'll answer the phone for you, will be in the description below. Thanks to Kiki for coming in and giving another perspective on the MTC call today. Until next time, guys, who do you guys want me to call next?
Who's next?